Firearm Freedom YouTube live stream. Oh boy, was this an interesting one to try to still do for you guys. Bear with me here. I'm trying a little bit of a different angle with the lights. Not sure if this is going to be less shadow or more. Who knows? But you guys, as always, let me know how all the audio is sounding and how all the lighting is and stuff like that. You did not get the time wrong. It was supposed to be 7:30. And in this case, YouTube didn't mess up by not notifying people. Unfortunately, just my work night went late. I literally just got out of my car like 4 minutes ago and threw all the lights everywhere and started the phone to try to do this for you guys. I was sick last week, and I'm like, I'm 20 minutes late to this one, but I hope you guys can understand. Busy week. So thank you for continuing to tune in. Hopefully, what's going on, Steven? Good to see you, man. Hopefully, you guys can all still tune in to this weekly wrap-up live stream. A little bit of a change of plans for this one. We're not really going to show... I had a lot of these now. I've been showing gear pieces and stuff like that in the very beginning that aren't gun-related. Not changing that, but for this one, we have some important topics to talk about, so I really want to give enough time to them. This is going to be about 25 minutes long. Possibly a little less. It depends on where we're at. So while everyone's getting in, as always, you guys can check out more of my content. I don't just do live streams. I know a lot of people come to the channel and just watch the live streams, and that's cool. But I do have actual edited, not raw, uncut live streams. I have edited tabletop reviews of guns and other gear items. You can check out the channel and all of the other links down below. All that stuff will take you to different social media pages where you can support me and links and stuff like that. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to help defeat the YouTube algorithms that are constantly pushing down my channel and many others like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That stuff actually does, at least for the moment, help out with the crazy shadow banning of this channel. As always with these live streams, it is a platform. Mainly, the reason why I do this is so that you guys can interact with me live. So there's a live chat down below, and you guys can type in questions about what this topic is about or anything else on the channel or in regards to me, and I will get back to you live. That's kind of the beauty of doing a live stream. So I'm sure there's going to be some people asking questions. What's going on, man? I'm sure there's going to be some people asking questions about this one. So I want to briefly not let a good friend of mine down. I guess I'm kind of letting him down. Dennis, this is a shout out to you. Just letting you know that I did not forget about the live stream topic. So originally, this live stream, I had a lot of questions this week at the gun shop about EDC pistols and red dots, whether I recommend it, don't recommend it, etc. If we have time, I will touch on that. However, there is a more important and pressing topic that just must be talked about in tonight's live stream. So Dennis, shout out to you again. Thank you for the topic idea. And we will touch on it either later in this live stream or in the next week's live stream. But this one is a little bit more important, and I think a lot of people, are going to be interested about this. So when it comes to our topic for this week, we are going to be talking about the ATF once again. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have questions. I first want to address, while people are still getting in, once again, E-Form 4s. It is very frustrating for me to see social media posts online, mainly by one company, and the company is a little bit sketchy. I'm not going to call their name out. I don't want to say they're sketchy just because of the way that their website looks, but their website is a little bit like, you know, whatever. It doesn't look that non-sketchy. But the reason why I'm saying they're sketchy is because of the social media posts that they're doing, and it's very frustrating to see. So the gun shop that I work at has been doing E-Form 4s, okay? E-Form 4s since we submitted the first two 4 hours after the system opened the day before Christmas Eve, okay? So we submitted those as guinea pigs to try and see when the approval time was going to be. We have not got those approved yet. So that would indicate to us that they have not begun processing the forms yet. You can see in the most recent Mac video about the topic that we're going to be talking about tonight, whether you like Mac or not, it's not the point of this. The guy that runs Copper Customs also said in that video that he runs E-Form 4s at the gun shop at Copper Custom, and they have not got one back yet either. So again, this should indicate to all of you that E-Form 4s, none of them have been approved yet to the best of my knowledge. And this shop or training website or whatever keeps getting shared on Reddit saying and claiming that they've gotten 8 approved E-Form 4s back in the mail and they were submitted in January. I can verifiably tell you guys with almost 100% certainty that that is absolutely a fabrication. That's total bullshit to try to sell you suppressors. So, not happening yet. I will update you guys when that happens. Second on the list of topics for tonight is the ATF Form 1 suppressor debacle. The Form 1 suppressors getting, and Dave, perfect timing, because the moment I was about to announce the topic. So we're going to talk tonight about the E-Form 1 disapprovals. The mass disapprovals, this is expanding quickly, and this is not good, and it's not going in a good direction. So I'm going to try to do the best that I can to lay this out in a position for you guys with the knowledge that I have from my mom's watching now. Awesome. Mom, it's good to see you in here. So I want to try to relay you guys this information with where I am pulling it from in the same position that you guys are in by seeing it online, and then also the position that I am in running electronic Form 4 submissions at a gun shop and also knowing the E-Form system and working at a gun shop that sells NFA items. If you guys didn't already know, you up until this point and are supposed to still have the ability to form, I'll simplify it even more, to build your own suppressor. How you would go about doing that is filing what's called a Form 1 with the ATF. Now you can file that form electronically. In that form, you're telling the ATF that I have plans of building my own suppressor legally. You pay them $200. They review your application. They run your background check. You send them fingerprints and a whole lengthy unconstitutional process. The approval times recently have been between 15 and 20 days still for E-Form 1s. They would send you back an approval saying, yes, you're A-OK to build this item as you've specified with an overall length and caliber. And then you're given the go-ahead to manufacture this suppressor. Now, you're perfectly legal to manufacture this suppressor. It is now registered to you. That is how the process has gone. Over the years, more recently, companies have been popping up left and right with Form 1 suppressor kits, okay? So they sell you an almost there suppressor, but it's not completed. In its configuration, it is not a suppressor. I'm talking about a reputable Form 1 suppressor company. There are other weird ATF entrapment, Wish.com, Facebook ad places that legitimately sell you basically a full-out suppressor that has the baffles drilled out, a hole in the end cap. I mean, a full deal right there, and that is one not legal, and 2, probably a setup by the ATF. So I'm not even going to talk about those. The other companies, the reputable companies, are not selling you a full suppressor. You buy the kit, go through the process. The ATF, more recently, has raided a lot of these Form 1 suppressor kit companies and obtained purchase receipts from those kits. And they said, hey, we're going to arbitrarily redo everything of how we justify what we're doing, our actions. We're going to reinterpret the law, and we're going to call those items suppressors, even though up until this point, they have not been suppressors. It has been a baffle stack that is not drilled out. Therefore, it's not a baffle stack. It is just cups that kind of look like baffles, which baffles are the little things, kind of think of it like a muffler of a car for the people that don't know, okay? Fast forward, within the past few days, all of a sudden what started to pop up on Reddit, on the NFA thread, was a massive amount of people that were submitting E-Form 1s on suppressors begun getting disapproved. So they began getting disapproved, all for the exact same reason, which essentially said, we believe that what you are in possession of is actually illegal suppressor parts that were purchased in a kit. Therefore, according to the Gun Control Act, you cannot have those items, and because you had those items before you submitted the check, you are in possession of an illegal suppressor that was not registered, and the ATF makes note of that, basically, is summing it up in legalese what they said. Moving forward even more, we saw that about 3,000 people, give or take, got disapproved on their Form 1s. Furthermore, over 800 of those people got reported to the local field ATF offices by their areas. Okay? This story's developing, and as you can see, it's not going too great. On top of that, the ATF is responding with an email to each one of these people that got disapproved, and the email is saying, we believe, moving forward, in order for you to submit a Form 1 suppressor, and in order for us to continue to approve this process, these are the people that are still in the queue, you need to send us a photo of the components. You need to send us the information on where you purchased the components, and you also need to send us a diagram, basically, of what you're building, and along those lines. Okay, you can read the email for yourself. It's out there in a few different places. I'll give a shout out to Guns and Gadgets. That's where he does pretty good work as far as getting the videos out quickly in relation to this news, and that's where I saw this first pop up as well. So what does this all mean? Let me break it down into a gun shop employee who does e-forms, and also a gun owner myself. This means that somebody purchased one of these kits, assuming, let's just hypothetically say that somebody is a legal person. They're like, look, I'm trying to do this right. They purchase one of these Form 1 kits because they see them online. They're like, great. The company doesn't say anything at all about this being a problem legally. And the ATF doesn't say anything about this being a problem legally. They go to submit the paperwork legally, the legal way, the way that the ATF wants you to do it. They pay the ATF and the federal government $200, which is by law the unconstitutional tax that we have to pay in order to own something that makes your gun a little quieter. The ATF said, we arbitrarily assume, without any evidence whatsoever, that you are in possession of an illegal suppressor. Therefore, not only are we going to disapprove your form and not allow you to go through this process, but for over 800 of those people, they also reported them to the local field offices, which means essentially that you're probably going to get a knock on the door. So if you are one of those people that got disapproved for an E-Form 1 suppressor, my advice to you as of this very moment would be to contact a firearm-specific attorney to figure out the best way to move forward, assuming that's probably going to be coming to your household relatively soon as far as what you should do, what you should, what the process for you should be moving forward and the best way to proceed. There's a lot of things wrong with this situation, and it should alarm each and every one of you, and it should especially alarm you moving forward, because here's the big issue with this that's the most ironic and frustrating. At no point are the people that they are going after with this breaking that. None of these people are criminals. In fact, these people are going above and beyond to comply with their ridiculous restrictions. But not only are they going above and beyond to comply with the ridiculous restrictions that shouldn't exist in the first place, but they are being treated like a criminal as they're trying to go through the process. Now, this very same logic could very easily get transferred over into a lot of other Form 1 items. The moment that they start asking you for photographs, essentially what they're asking in that email is for you to send photographs of what is currently in your possession, and they'll decide with what you have as being legal or illegal and able to proceed. Now, they're making it seem like, well, that we need to do this for you to go through the Form 1 process. But essentially, you just sent them verifiable proof of the unknown, because they're able to arbitrarily tell you that the item that you have is illegal or legal based off no clear and defined parameters. And they are able to then look at the proof that you just sent them, and they could say, you know what, that's actually an illegal suppressor kit. Now, I know what a lot of you must be asking. Joe, why out of the 3,000 people that got disapproved did only a little over 800 actually get their information spread out to the local field offices by them? Well, my guess would be that the Form 1 suppressor companies that were raided by the ATF a few months back, they had their purchase receipts seized. With those purchase receipts, I would imagine that the ATF went down the list, and anybody that was trying to Form 1 the suppressor, they used that as their evidence that what they had was an illegal suppressor, unregistered, and that's why they sent it out to the field offices. For everyone else that got disapproved, it's even more concerning because they have absolutely no evidence that they have any components whatsoever. You could be filing this paperwork with nothing in your possession. And that is a perfectly... None of this is illegal at this point in time. However, the ATF is treating you like a felon. Now, mind you as well, we're not talking about a little slap on the wrist here if you're caught with an unregistered suppressor. We're talking about almost a decade in federal prison, including up to a $250,000 fine. So this is not something that is a little bit of an issue here. Now, the other problem is that the ATF, once again, is changing the way that they operate and the way that they do these forms completely at a whim. At no other point did they require photographs of an item. Are they going to require a photograph of your AR-15 pistol or like pistol or large frame handgun, AK pistol, etc.? Are they going to see in that photo that, by the looks of it, we think that's actually already a short-barreled rifle, therefore you're not even able to go through the form and you're actually currently in a possession of an NFA item? We have no clue because the ATF does not operate off any sort of a legislative process really at this level, so they're able to do anything they would like to do at this point. You can try to write representatives or vote or donate to X, Y, or Z agency. However, this goes a little bit above that because as we've seen time and time again more recently, that stuff is just not working. The ATF as a whole, as far as solutions here, should start coming up with a way, the group collectively should start coming up with a way to disband the ATF in its entirety at this point. This agency has been a rogue federal agency since its inception. Okay? And this is what we're dealing with decades and decades and decades later. Now, mind you, the big turning point here was the restriction and banning of bump stocks. Okay, so that was when the door was breached. That was when all of this stuff really started to go south because it was at that point that the ATF, along with politicians, realized they could successfully put forth multiple efforts of gun control without any legislative process. I can't tell you how many times people come into the gun shop and say, well, they can't do this. When is the vote coming up? Well, when's the vote going to be so I can see what happens? There is no vote with this process. That's what regular everyday people need to realize. The ATF single-handedly in 1 week may have made over 800 people felons that did absolutely nothing wrong, that were trying to follow their own process by an arbitrary, opinionated law review change of how they interpret the law overnight. And there is no recourse other than going to get an attorney right now. That's your recourse as somebody who could have bought that. And if you think for 1 second that you are unaffected by this because you did not buy an E-Form 1 suppressor kit, and oh, those people are stupid for buying those kits, just wait, because you were right in the group of people that said, no one, I don't have to worry about bump stocks. I never bought one of those things. Those were stupid. I don't have to worry about braces. I never got a brace. I just SPR'd everything. I don't have to worry about E-Form 1 suppressors because I never got one of those kits. I just went ahead and got one from the gun shop. All of these things is a massive domino effect that is continually slapping us in the face. However, we are so complacent at this point, we are accepting of whatever it is they do because the recourse is not there. You can listen to all these people on social media and all these YouTubers half the time telling you to donate to an organization that they're sponsored by. But I'm telling you guys, there is not much that's changing the course of action that the ATF is continuously taking time and time and time again. And more recently, they have been doing this monthly at this point. Just wait for August and June and all of these other things that we have no recourse for as far as like legal official recourse for at this point. I keep bringing up recourse as far as what you can do because that's what's the most frustrating for me to see with all these other YouTubers that are at this point just lying to you. Write your representatives. I mean, this stuff, I think at this point people need to wake up and understand what is effective and what is not. Because what is not effective is continually what's screamed from the rooftops, and it's what distracts us from trying to find an actual solution to the problem. So pay close attention to the E-Form 1 system. Pay close attention to the fact that the ATF is not allowing you to follow their own laws that they have placed. That is astronomically huge. Everyone's all worried about what's going on in Europe right now, and I completely understand that. But on the home front, this is changing rapidly. And what that's showing you is that no matter what you do, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't at this point. The ATF is continuously showing you that now, even if you're on the board of trying to comply with their laws, right or wrong at this point. I've made videos about the NFA in the past. I'm not going to make it again in this live stream as far as if you should do it or if you shouldn't. My point being is that now, even if you are trying to be on the side of complying, you may or may not be held accountable for a felony that you didn't even know you committed. And now on the opposite side of that, you're still among the same. That is a very, very dangerous point to be at. And just because you don't own an E-Form 1 suppressor and you're not one of the 800 people that just got reported to a field office, each and every one of us in this community could be here shortly. And if you're watching this and you're not a gun owner, just because you say or believe certain things, you could absolutely be on that radar very, very shortly. This is exactly the same as watching a country deteriorate somewhere far away and being very comfortable with the fact that you're in an area that is not going through those same things. Except now, it is right at your neighbor's house. Okay? The analogy here with the E-Form 1 suppressor people that are getting reported to field offices, that's essentially like your neighbor's house getting broken into and you're like, it's all right, it's not my house. There's a good chance that stuff's coming your way pretty soon. So hopefully more people share this information, more people research. I encourage all of you to research into the situation, and I encourage all of you to understand the NFA process because this is expanding rapidly, and this is going to be a problem as things move on. So this is a very, very big deal. And as I begin to wrap the live stream up now, I hope I've made some sense whatsoever to try and educate everyone on the situation. Not good. Not good at all. And we will see in the coming weeks how this develops. But not a good one. And especially as we start getting into rare breed triggers and things, I don't know if people just don't know what's coming down the pipeline, or if they just assume that it's all like fun and games. What pisses me off is the fact that people, it seems, do not take the situation seriously as far as what are you going to do about it and what they are doing about it. Because I've still seen YouTube videos repping these force reset triggers, which is cool if you're that ballsy that you think you're just untouchable, and that's savage. Cool, I get it. You're just going to put it out there and be like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. I get that. However, what's frustrating to me is it doesn't seem like that's the stance that they're taking. It seems like that it's a YouTuber who's just that stupid that they don't understand that there's cease and desists out and that they're repping a trigger to try to sell you something to get an affiliate link discount or affiliate link kickback. And that's how obtuse most of the people in this community are. But people need a wake-up call, and this Form 1 suppressors situation is going to be it pretty soon. Because the force reset triggers is coming with speed down that pipeline. And 90% plus of the people in this community have absolutely no damn idea what they're going to do about it. So it's time to face the music a little bit and understand the situations that we are in and the gravity of those decisions and the gravity of the situation as a whole. Yeah, there's a lot of people going to get screwed. What do you recommend for rifle plates that stop 855? Hesco L210s, RMA. RMA, great plates. Hesco's, good plates. There's a lot of good plates out there. I've seen really good things actually from the cheap Botac plates. I've reviewed the MIRA plates on my channel. They stopped the threats. They are a little bit more expensive than the other plates out there. RMA is pretty affordable, so, you know, there's that. And one last final point here, and then I'm going to let you guys go because we're at the 30-minute mark, and I was supposed to stop at 25. When I say I'm frustrated again at the YouTubers and other people that are not really taking the situation, it seems, seriously, I don't mean the fact that they shouldn't have those triggers or that I mean quite the opposite. What I'm trying to just tell you is it seems like there's this weird situation where just like no one understands the gravity and no one's taking anything to the full weight of what's going on. So beware of companies trying to sell you shit that they full well know is going to get you into making a decision that you probably don't want to make yet. If you do own something that is fitting in one of those categories, figure out real world what you're going to do about it. Whatever that decision's going to be. And watch with just very, very close precision to what is going on with this situation with the ATF, because this is going to show you what this administration, what the ATF as a whole has plans for with the gun community in its entirety. So you should be on the lookout for that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I know we were a little bit late tonight. I do apologize for that. Starting this live stream a half an hour after I get out of work sometimes can be a little bit tough. So just bear with me. I will always try, unless I'm not feeling good or something's going on, to do these live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching. I seriously do appreciate it. If you found this live stream helpful, share it around. Hopefully some people can get educated. If you disagreed, if I was wrong with something in the video, let me know down in the comment section, and you guys know I absolutely will get back to you. And also check out those links in the description. Hit the subscribe button. All that stuff really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay tuned for great content